Why is it even called Attack of the Clones? Like, the clones attack at a certain point, but it's hardly the most important thing that happens in the movie. So I'm very curious as to why it's called... Oh, I'm already rolling. Hey, everybody. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Also known as the worst one. Well, it used to be the worst one. And then a different one came out. I'm not going to say which one is the new ruler, but I'll leave that up to you to decide for yourself. So it's been 10 years since The Phantom Menace, and Obi-Wan is just, strolling through the galaxy, takes a visit to the planet Kamino, after hearing that there was an attempt on Queen Amidala's life. They used a body double as a stand-in. It's Boba Fett that was contracted to do it, but Jango Fett, I'm so sorry, it was Jango Fett that was contracted to do it, but he hired somebody. Point is, it's like, hey, we're developing a clone army, and Obi-Wan's like, why? And it's like, oh, Jedi Master Sifo Dyas told us to. And it's like, okay, well, who's Jedi Master Sifo Dyas? Doesn't matter, doesn't exist. He was made up for that one line. Apart from that, it doesn't matter. But it's like, okay, well, Anakin and Obi-Wan are going to have to protect Amidala while there's an active, bounty on her. And it's like, okay, I will leave this crazed, hormonal teenager alone with the Queen for as much time as possible, and surely everything will be fine. And it's like, there's been another rule added to the Star Wars lore, that a Jedi may not know love. I don't know why. I have no clue why. It's just there now. So Anakin and Padme's love is forbidden, which is only a plot point to try to make it interesting, but apart from that, it's just not. It's really cringe. All Anakin does is be like, oh, you're so beautiful. You look exactly like I remembered you. I want to touch your skin, and you're just so beautiful. I love you. I truly, deeply love you. I think that Padme says that line, but it's still just as cringy, and then it doesn't get any better. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to focus up. Come to find out, it's like, oh, there's been some negotiations or some communications between blah and blah. There's a secret Sith Lord, and Count Dooku was the greatest Jedi of us all before he left the Order, which I didn't know you could do unless you were exiled. It's like, oh, well, Count Dooku can't be the Sith. Turns out Count Dooku was the Sith. And Count Dooku, I think, Count Dooku was the one that ordered the creation of the clone army. And in the deep lore, he hosted a tournament amongst bounty hunters to see who was the most cut out to be the genetic template, and it was Jango Fett. Jango Fett also requested that one of the clones be unaltered, don't super age him, and I want to raise him as a son. The clone army was then adopted by Chancellor Palpatine because he wanted to use that as his army for the Empire. We'll get to that in the next one. But that's all that stuff. Also, Count Dooku seems to be the brains behind the idea of the Death Star, because in canon he has a blueprint for the Death Star, and that is the oldest mention of it that I'm aware of. So I'm pretty sure that moment in Episode 2 is the earliest reference to or mention of the Death Star, even in concept. But a whole bunch of stupid stuff happens. They go and it's just CGI, and there's cars flying around and stuff. Anakin gets caught up in some stuff. Obi-Wan's hanging from a drone by his bare hands, and it's like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter hired by Jango Fett to get Jango Fett's contract. I guess he's paying me on commission or whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm just gonna skip that part. They end up on Geonosis, which is just a place where this movie decides that the final confrontation needs to take place, and there's a huge battle between the droids and the Jedi, and Mace Windu ends up killing Jango Fett, and then Boba Fett's like, oh my dad, I hate the Jedi now. It's actually a pretty cool movie. He's like, when he cuts his head off backwards. I like it. It's pretty cool. But the thing is, Mace Windu has a purple lightsaber, which just means that George Lucas has no integrity in his own lore, because the only reason Mace Windu has a purple lightsaber is because Samuel L. Jackson wanted a purple lightsaber, and George Lucas was like, okay, yeah, you can have a purple lightsaber. And there's a reason that the lightsabers had the colors that they had. They were only ever supposed to be blue or red. The only reason there was a green was because a blue lightsaber doesn't show up against a blue sky. That's fine. But now that there can be all types of colors, and every Jedi is worthy of having a lightsaber, it just ends up being worth nothing. And it's all a big distraction anyway, so Count Dooku can get away, and then Obi-Wan and Anakin go after him, and Obi-Wan gets his leg hurt a little, and he can't fight anymore, and then Anakin gets his arm cut off, and he can't fight anymore, and then Jedi Master Yoda shows up, and they was like, oh, well, this battle isn't going to be resolved with our knowledge of the Force, rather by our skills with a lightsaber. So I guess having a lightsaber is better than having the Force, which makes sense based on what you see in Episode 7. But it's like, why is it more important to be skilled with a lightsaber than gifted with the Force? I don't see how that... And then Yoda starts doing a bunch of flips and stuff, and it's arguably the coolest thing in the movie. But hear this. What if what if Yoda was a lot like Gandalf, I think, maybe, where it's more that he's powerful and he's wise and he's good at his powers and doesn't so much need to go out there doing gymnastics, slapping people with his weapon. Could you imagine that being cooler? I think it's cooler. So why does he need to, whatever. Oh, Anakin gets a mechanical arm and he marries Padme, and then the movie ends and it's like, oh, the shroud of the dark side has been blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's cool and everything, but it's just like, why did I just waste all my time watching this? Ewan McGregor's great. He's always great. Hayden Christensen is terrible in this movie. He's really cringe. There's a part where they go back to Tatooine because Anakin misses his mommy. Turns out she's dead. She was killed by Tusken Raiders. So he goes and he kills all the Tusken Raiders. Well, I guess not all of them because there's still some in Episode 4. But he's like, hey, Padme, I just committed mass murder. Let's get married. And it's probably one of the most memeable things because he's like, I killed them. They're dead. Not just the men, but the women and the children too. So he admits that he killed children, right? And it's like, yeah, I want to marry this dude. She's probably got Stockholm syndrome because she doesn't want to risk him killing her too because she rejected him. So that's probably why they ended up together. I just don't know what's up with this movie. This movie's really not good at all. Like, it's not even funny how bad this movie is. I'll tell you this though. Obi-Wan does have a rockin' haircut. Okay, Anakin's like, Master Obi-Wan's so cool. He's as wise as Mace Windu and almost as powerful as Master Yoda, I believe. So it's like, isn't Yoda supposed to be the wise one and Windu the powerful one? I don't know. Maybe I got that backwards anyway. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. But there's not anything that I really like about it, honestly, apart from Ewan McGregor. Natalie Portman's okay. She's on top of things. But yeah, there's just really nothing to gain from this movie. It doesn't contextualize anything because, again, Episode 3 takes place so long after that none of it matters. So why do they keep doing this? I don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Do you know? I'm Daisy Ridley. Holding up a sign. Anyway, Star Wars Episode 2 belongs in the trash. I'm not even going to bother putting up a graphic for this one. It's just bad. Don't watch it. If you've never watched it, never watch it. And if you have watched it, don't watch it again. Even if you are marathoning Star Wars, just watch 3, 4, 5, 6, Rogue One. Wait, no. 3, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. That's all you need. That's all you need. But we'll get to 3 next time. And I actually have some nice things to say, finally. So, with all that out of the way, I'll see you in the future.